car worth in F1? I'm asking because Lawrence Stroll spared no expense in acquiring Adrian Newey. With the billionaire Aston Martin CEO ready to spend a ludicrous amount of money and assets, Red Bull's former design guru is now worth more than every driver on the grid, not named Lewis Hamilton or Max Verstappen. The whole world will know by tomorrow, but you're about to find out right now. Stay tuned. Adrian Newey, arguably the most legendary designer in Formula One history, is set to make waves once again. This time with Aston Martin. Sources within the team have confirmed that Newey has signed a blockbuster, long-term deal reportedly worth up to a staggering £30 million per year, including bonuses and performance incentives. This 5-year commitment signals serious ambition from Aston Martin as they look to ascend to the top of the F1 ladder. The deal, which has been months in the making, will be officially unveiled at a press conference at Aston Martin's Silverstone base on Tuesday. Newey, fresh off negotiating an early release from his role as Red Bull's chief technical officer back in April, is scheduled to begin his tenure in early March. Interestingly, Eddie Jordan, Newey's manager, kept tight-lipped when questioned by the BBC, refusing to comment on the situation. As for Aston Martin, their spokesperson said, "Adrian has been linked to many teams and would be an asset to any team, but we don't have anything to announce." Adrian Newey is set to embark on a fresh challenge with a new team in Formula One. As reported by The Times, Newey's move to Aston Martin comes with a twist. He'll not only lead their design efforts, but will also become a shareholder as part of a lucrative, multi-million-dollar deal. This investment showcases both Newey's belief in Aston Martin's potential and the team's intent to build a future powerhouse in the sport. Landing Adrian Newey is a masterstroke by Aston Martin's owner, Lawrence Stroll, and a clear signal of his unwavering commitment to transform the team into World Championship contenders. After pouring vast resources into Aston Martin, Stroll has already built a cutting-edge facility, complete with a brand new wind tunnel, and has attracted some of the brightest engineering minds in the sport. What's more, securing Honda as a works engine partner from 2026 sets the stage for a true title charge. With two-time world champion Fernando Alonso locked in until the end of 2026, the pieces are falling into place for Aston Martin to make a serious bid for F1 supremacy. Adrian Newey's legacy as the greatest F1 designer of all time is undisputed, with 12 drivers' championships and 13 constructors' titles under his belt, across powerhouse teams like Williams, McLaren and Red Bull. Known for his uncanny ability to outthink rivals during major regulation changes, Newey's influence has often set the tone for championship battles. With a well-crafted exit from Red Bull, where he was originally contracted through 2025, Newey is now free to join Aston Martin and have a direct hand in shaping their 2026 car. This move positions Aston perfectly to capitalise on the upcoming regulatory shift, where teams are restricted from designing their 2026 aerodynamics until the start of next year. Newey's role as the lead designer is the crown jewel in a team that has already made massive investments in top-tier engineering talent, with former Mercedes engine mastermind Andy Cowell stepping in as CEO starting October 1st. Cowell, who was instrumental in Mercedes' dominant hybrid era, brings a wealth of experience that could prove vital as Aston Martin aims to challenge at the front. In a further boost, Aston Martin has secured ex-Ferrari chassis technical director Enrico Cardile, set to take on the role of Chief Technical Officer in 2025. His addition is another significant coup, fortifying their engineering roster just in time for the new regulations. Let's not forget Dan Fallows, the team's technical director since April 2022, who honed his craft as an aerodynamicist under none other than Adrian Newey at Red Bull from 2006 to 2021. This trio of technical talent puts Aston Martin in a position to become a genuine force in Formula One. Ferrari's Frederic Vasseur has shed light on Ferrari's unsuccessful bid to secure Adrian Newey's services, following reports that the legendary aerodynamicist is poised to join Aston Martin on a deal over 5 years. Despite Ferrari's best efforts, Newey opted against moving to Maranello, turning down what could have been a dream combination for the Tifosi. Vasseur, a longtime admirer of Newey's brilliance in Formula One, had hoped that bringing the British design guru on board would spark a revival of Ferrari's glory days, especially with Lewis Hamilton already set to join the team. The potential Newey-Hamilton partnership was seen by many as the final piece to restore Ferrari's dominance, reminiscent of their golden era in the early 2000s. But Aston Martin swooped in, leaving Vasseur to reflect on where things went wrong. Speaking to French media outlet L'Équipe, Vasseur revealed there had been a key misunderstanding between him and Newey that ultimately derailed the deal. As he put it, "He probably had a different idea of what I thought for him. Maybe we'll find common ground one day. After the talks with Adrian Newey fell through, Ferrari quickly shifted focus to Loic Serra, a highly respected figure who played a pivotal role at Mercedes. Serra will join Ferrari as the new technical director starting October 1st, a move that signals Ferrari's commitment to bolstering their engineering talent. Frédéric Vasseur, clearly optimistic about Serra's arrival, had this to say. Loic's strength is that he's an experienced man who has spent a lot of time at the highest level, and what's more, he is a racing man. Helmut Marko has firmly dismissed the idea that Red Bull's current slump is tied to the departure of Adrian Newey, despite mounting concerns from both within and outside the team. While Max Verstappen has expressed frustration, referring to his once race-winning car as a monster, and team principal Christian Horner highlights correlation issues between the car and simulations, many believe Newey's absence is having a profound impact. Under normal circumstances, Newey's expertise would have been crucial, not just in the initial design, but in responding to driver feedback and fine-tuning the car mid-season. His knack for problem-solving in moments like this is what made Red Bull so formidable. Now, without his guiding hand, the team seems to be struggling to regain their form, with some even suggesting that Red Bull is in free fall. Red Bull's struggles were evident at Zandvoort, but they reached a new low at Monza, where they were outpaced by Ferrari, McLaren and Mercedes. Zak Brown has pointed to the turmoil surrounding Christian Horner as a major factor in the team's unrest, which some believe contributed to the exits of Adrian Newey and sporting director Jonathan Wheatley. Brown even claims that Red Bull is now facing a wave of employees looking to leave what they see as a sinking ship. Despite these concerns, Helmut Marko, writing in his regular column for Speedweek, has strongly refuted the idea that Newey's departure is the root cause of the current downturn. Marko remains adamant that the team's recent performance issues are not linked to the absence of their former chief designer. He wrote, "Of course, there is an opinion among fans that our relapse has something to do with Adrian Newey's departure. But that is not true because Newey was no longer involved in all the details of the vehicle development in the spring. What cannot be denied, of course, is that Newey is Newey, a man with incredible experience, and that has always distinguished him. But our problem lies elsewhere. The examples of Mercedes and, to a lesser extent, Ferrari have shown how difficult things are when dealing with these wing cars." Marko admitted that the RB20 is very sensitive to even the smallest of changes, adding, "We have taken a car that dominated the first few races and turned it into a more or less unpredictable and very difficult car to drive. We explain these performance fluctuations within minutes by saying that we have created a car that is extremely sensitive to the smallest changes, be it the outside temperature, a different tyre compound, or less fuel on board. And then the good balance of the car is gone. But I remain optimistic," he insists. "We have a very broad technical team, and I am convinced that we can solve this problem. The key question now is, how do we go about finding the good vehicle balance from the first part of the season? A major upgrade package is in the works for Red Bull, but it's unlikely to make its debut until the United States Grand Prix. This means Red Bull and Max Verstappen will need to endure the challenges in Azerbaijan and Singapore before they can hope for a turnaround, provided the upgrade delivers as expected. Meanwhile, the ongoing Horner saga has thrust the team into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Rivals have wasted no time capitalising on the situation, using it as a strategic advantage to further destabilise the Austrian team. From the looks of it, this tactic is having the desired effect, adding to the mounting pressure on Red Bull as they grapple with their current struggles. So, with Adrian Newey given everything his heart desires and more, will he turn Aston Martin into Formula One's new super team? Tell us your thoughts in the comments section down below, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.